Hey guys, how are you today? Welcome to learnenglishfree.ca. I'm teacher Trev. Today, what are we going to go over? I'll tell you. We're going to go over irregular verbs that start with the letter B. Sometimes I like to have classes where we go through irregular verbs that'll start with B, and then the letter H, and then so forth, etc., right? But today, I just want to go over some simple irregular verbs that start with the letter B. Can you tell me the difference between an irregular verb and a regular verb? Okay, great. So yeah, a regular verb, when we change it to past simple, it will end with an ed. When it's an irregular verb, it might end with an ed because that's the way the verb by luck or by chance was formed. And when we change it to past simple, by chance it ends with an ed already, like the verb to feed. When we change it to past simple, it's fed, but it's still an irregular verb because we're not saying feeded, right? When we change it to past simple, right? So today we're going to go over some irregular verbs that start with the letter B. Booyah! Let's go. And the first verb we're going to go over today is to beat. To beat, right? And especially today, we're going to go over some past simple, right? So the verb to beat, right? So how can we use this in an example sentence? Well, for instance, I was watching soccer yesterday, and Brazil beat Colombia in the match, right? So the cool thing about this irregular verb is that in present simple, it's actually the same as past simple. So if all verbs were like this, perhaps the language would be a lot easier. But unfortunately, it's not, right? So let's go ahead and let's continue to go over some irregular verbs. And let's look at the next one, which is the verb to bend. To bend. So look at my finger, and now I'm bending it. Oh, that hurts. Please don't bend my finger. All right. So how would we put this into past simple? Well, yesterday I bent my finger by accident and it hurt, right? So in your head, I want you guys to start thinking about some example sentences. I want you to get involved with this class. I know we're not actually in front of each other one-on-one as if it's an English class through Zoom or through Skype or etc. But I want you guys to try to speak while we're having this class, all right? So let's go ahead and let's go over the next verb, to begin. To begin, a really common verb in English. You're going to hear this verb all the time, whether it's on TV, watching Friends, or watching a movie, the verb to begin. So let's think about an example sentence in past simple with the verb to begin, right? In past simple, it would be began. So yesterday, I began learning Spanish. Yesterday, I began learning Spanish. Past simple. Can you give me an example sentence with the verb to begin in past simple? Began? Go ahead. All right, great. So, yeah, keep thinking up those past tense verbs. Push yourself to practice and enjoy, right? Enjoy learning the language. That's, I think, a key component that a lot of people forget about is that they can actually enjoy learning English. And that's why I try to put a smile on my face and try to encourage people to come to class and simply to enjoy and have fun. You know, a lot of times people go to class and it's very serious, and, some teachers are as if they're in the military, but not here. We're here to have fun. So let's go over the next verb, be verb, to bite. To bite. To bite. Right? What are some things that we get bit by? Well, for instance, the other day I was in the forest and I got bit by a wasp, and my arm swelled up and it got really big and I was hurt. I was hurt because I was bit by a wasp. Have you ever been bit? Bitten by a dog, rather, because now we're using perfect. Have you ever been bitten by a dog? Right? Well, yeah, I got bit last week, right? I had been bitten by a dog. Now we're jumping over to some different tenses. So let's keep it simple and let's keep it on par with this board and let's keep it past simple, right? So the verb to bite bit. To bite, past simple, bit. Now let's go over the next be verb. To bleed. To bleed. And let's get a little dramatic here. Why not? Let's have some fun, right? So the other week I was walking down the park. I was walking through the park and I was hit by a rock. Somebody threw a rock at me and it hit me. Maybe perhaps it was a few kids, but regardless, I bled. I bled. So the rock hit me in the face and I bled, right? Blood, bled, right? So the noun is blood, the verb is to bleed. And in past simple, it's bled, right? So when you get a cut, we bleed. We bleed blood. Yesterday, I bled blood, right? So can you think of an example sentence with the verb to bleed in past simple? If you can, go for it. I'm listening. Bled. Bled. Exactly. Good job so far today, guys. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go to the next verb, to blow. To blow. Right? So yesterday was my birthday and I turned 40 years old. I actually am 40, by the way. I know I look much younger, of course, but I am 40. Thanks. All right. So I had a birthday party at my house, and at the birthday party, there was a cake. And when you bring out a nice, delicious cake with frosting and it's chocolate and it's so much heavenly goodness, sometimes they come with candles, right? And those candles have a little flame. They light the candles, right? But what happens when we're done with the cake or when we're singing the birthday song? Happy birthday to you. We blow out the candles after. So yesterday, after my family brought out the cake to me, I blew out the candles. Past simple. Past simple for the verb to blow is blue, like the color blue, a homophone, right? And so when you think about past simple for the verb to blow, think about the color blue. They're spelled differently, of course. Right? So good job so far today, guys. Let's go to the next be verb, which is to break. To break. Oh, I broke my arm. I broke my arm. My arm is broken. Look. Oh, my arm. Okay, that's enough funny stuff, teacher Trev. Let's find past simple with the verb to break. Yesterday, I was playing soccer and I collided with a man and I broke my arm. To break, broke, right? So, can you think about an example sentence with the past simple of to break, which is broke? Go ahead. I'm listening, guys. Let's go. Excellent. Good job so far today, guys. Great participation. All right, let's go to the next be verb to bring. Past simple, brought. Past simple, brought. Yesterday, I brought home some eggs for my family. Why? Because we love eggs. That's why. Pretty simple, right? We're constantly bringing things to our houses. We're constantly bringing things from point A to point B. Now we're living in a time where people bring viruses home and they give everybody a virus. So a few weeks ago, we had a friend come over and he brought the coronavirus with him and we all became infected. I'm just joking. That didn't really happen, but I'm sure it has, right? So past simple of to break, brought, past simple of to bring, brought, right? So let's go ahead and let's go over the next be verb, which is to build. To build, right? So I like to build things, and I think a lot of people like building things as well. What is something that you have built? Have built? Well, yesterday I built a website. Yesterday I built a website. So we can go outside and we can build a house. We can build a little house for our dog. We can also build things online, digital things, right? So the past simple of to build is built. So let's go ahead and let's go to the last be verb of the day, which is to buy. To buy. What is something that most people do almost every day? I think most people buy things, whether they're small things such as milk or food items. And then sometimes we buy big things, right? Like a car, right? That'll set us back a few bucks, right? A car. And but when we're talking in the past, we need to speak accordingly with the correct tense. And the past simple of to buy is bought. Is bought. So yesterday I bought some milk and I brought it home. Yesterday I bought a huge bottle of water and I brought it back for my family. Right? So these are some irregular be verbs today, guys. And I love going over this stuff because it's fun. I get to hang out with you. We get to go over verb tenses. It really makes it a great day for me when I get to share some of my knowledge of the English language with you. So, guys, pretty new here. Please hit the like button so I become famous within a few months and I make millions of dollars. No, I'm just joking. That will probably never happen. But nonetheless, feel free to look at my other classes here on Facebook or visit my website, which is learnenglishfree.ca. And we can keep the wheels of learning progressing. We'll see you at the next class, all right?